Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Going to wait and have a couple of people come in. Hope that everybody is enjoying themselves, and hopefully most of you are dug out from Snowmageddon or Iceageddon, as I'm liking to call it, because we've been having ice issues here. So we are still not off the hill, but we're getting there. And looking forward to having this with you tonight. As you can see, my co-host, my not-so-silent partner, is not with me tonight. So hopefully I can get all the things done. We're going to see how it goes. So be nice to me in that comment section, y'all. First off, I did want to put it up here real quick. Ashley's Coloring Life and Nature. She said, hello. Thank you for joining me, Ashley. It's good seeing you over in Chase's live. So really appreciate you popping in, saying hello. Hope you're still in here. I know you put that up a little bit before the live. And then Auntie Chloe, hello, Plum Crazy Adventures. Hi, Auntie Chloe. I know you're probably in a similar situation to us. And then Scott, yep, we're still digging out. Just not great. Wondering why we're living in Ohio right now. So chase us around town. Oh, he's in here early tonight. Plum Crazy's in the house. Smash the like button. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Auntie Chloe says, you're right, smash that like button. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, everybody. We're going to see how this goes this evening. So I'm super excited. Thank you to our 1,100 subscribers that we have on there on our YouTube channel. We do really appreciate it. We're almost at 500 on our Facebook, which is really crazy because we don't generally do a ton of marketing over there on our Facebook, but we are very appreciative of those of you that do hop over. So thank you for that. And Michael says, hello, everybody. So yay. Glad to know that the chat's working. You guys can see me. Apparently you guys can hear me because I haven't heard anybody complaining that they can't hear me. So we are in good shape. First off, let me go ahead and pull this up. We've had a busy week with some news. So today, was it today or yesterday? My days are bleeding together. Royal Caribbean introduced the all-new Discovery class coming in 2029. I'm super excited about this. I'm hoping that they're going to be smaller ships. Not necessarily to replace the Vision class, but definitely to kind of give a facelift to some of those ports that just can't get the bigger cruises in there. So Jarvis, hello, Jarvis. Thank you for joining me. And Scott says hello to the cruise fam. So he's actually over on our Facebook moderating tonight. So you'll see him pop in a little bit here and there. The other thing I was super excited about, if you guys didn't get to see it, actually Chase put out an edited video I haven't seen yet, just a couple of hours ago, of the Disney Adventure leaving Port Canaveral. What's so exciting about that is she's actually on her way over to Singapore, and she has a 5-year contract out that way. So she isn't going to be back stateside for at least 5 years. We have no idea what she's going to do after that contract is done. So she's currently on her way to Curacao, and then she'll go through the Panama Canal, spend a little time in LA before she makes that Pacific voyage over to Singapore. Hi, Jess. Thanks for joining tonight. I appreciate you. And then let me see here. We're going to get right into it. How many of you got to see the video that I put up on Tuesday? Super excited about it. Airports and sensory needs. This has actually been a video that has been kind of on the back burner and something that we've wanted to do for several months. We did a familiarization tour with our wonderful contact Cindy at the Pittsburgh International Airport several months ago. And says in LA now. I don't think she's in LA right now, Ashley. I think she's still on her way to Curacao. She wouldn't have made it that fast over to LA. So, and Auntie Chloe says she can hear me loud and clear. Good. Glad to hear it. So we actually have done a couple of familiarization tours, which I'll get into what those are in a little bit, at our Pittsburgh International Airport. And we were able to explore the Presley's Place, kind of go through, see some different things. And so we really wanted to be able to put together a video that kind of shows the different things that are available. Now, one of the things that Cindy introduced me to on this last tour that we did with her is TSA Cares. And super, super excited about the TSA Cares program. Like I said, we went into it a little bit in our video, so you're going to have some more information in it there. If you didn't see the video, I'm putting up the link right now, so you'll be able to see that. Let me get into my chat. Devetta says, good evening. Good evening. How are you? Glad that you're here. And then you can see I did put that link up for that latest video, so I'm glad that that worked. So awesome. I love it when things do what they're supposed to do. So, so getting into TSA Cares a little bit more. So the easiest thing that you can do if you want more information, obviously, I'm always going to be happy to talk to you about these things, but going to tsacares.gov/travel/TSA-cares. I know that's a lot. You can just go to tsa.gov if you want to, and then you can click links through there until you get to TSA Cares. So definitely check it out for some more information, but I kind of wanted to give you what their quote statement is for TSA Cares, which is TSA Cares provides information on security procedures aimed to help passengers with disabilities, medical conditions, and individuals needing additional assistance to better prepare for the security screening process. Now, they do ask that you contact them 72 hours, which is 3 days before your travel. So if you know you're going to be going through your local airport and you would like to have some additional assistance, you can reach out either by going to that website, or there is an 800 number that you can call, and they will be able to get you guys set up, tell you what is available for you for your particular airport. And if they're able to assign somebody to kind of help you through the security process, they will do that as well. And I think it's a fantastic program. Cruising Chris says, woohoo, I can go outside without 4 coats on. Hey, Cruise fam and Plum Crazy Adventures. I am not happy about that, Chris, because I have to have on 3 coats and 2 gloves, and I'm still chipping away at ice on our driveway. It's ridiculous. Honestly, I'm glad for you. I'm a little jealous. So can't you see I'm turning green? And then Christopher said, where is Dad? He is hanging out in the Facebook chat there, Christopher, so you will see him in a little bit. And Auntie Chloe says, hey, Jessica around town, good evening to you. I love it. I love it so much. Jarvis, LOL. Jarvis gets it. So TSA Cares. I know in my video I had commented a little bit like maybe you're a single parent that's going through TSA with multiple kids. That's a great use of this TSA Cares program. Even though it doesn't explicitly say that in the website, you can talk to them. They'll be able to help you guys out. It's also really great if you are traveling with someone that has dementia or severe anxiety or autism. Maybe you have somebody that you're traveling with that has a medical condition or isn't used to maybe being in a hospital boot or something like that, and you're going to need a little bit of extra support being able to get them from security and through. You're going to be able to contact them and they're going to be able to help you for that. So there's really a lot of reasons why you can reach out to TSA Cares, and I think it's really great, and it's a program that is not out there very much. Scott commented for me, that really messed me up. I am so done with this winter. Wow, I've never seen myself comment on something like this. What device is he on? Jason around town wants to know what you're cooking, Jarvis. And then Chris, oh no, me and Dad on Facebook. That's scary. That is scary. What would be scarier is if I decided to add you into the live chat at some point. That would be even more terrifying. And Jessica says, hey, Chloe. Good, good, good. I'm glad everybody's in here. So the other thing that I wanted to make sure that people know about with the TSA Cares is it's not necessarily you being able to just bypass TSA. That's not what this is about. You're still going to have to go through security. You're still going to have your credentials checked. You're going to have your bags checked. You're going to have to go through and have everything taken care of. But at least you're going to have some support while you are going through that process. Because at the end of the day, we want everybody to be safe. And so this isn't a bypass of the system. It's just a way to help you get where you need to go. And Scott says it's on his phone. Interesting. I didn't realize he was signed into my YouTube account on his phone. Jarvis says, I'm eating Wingstop today. LOL, the snow and ice took a toll. Yes, it did. I can't imagine you have to drive in it, Jarvis. Cruising Chris, hi, Jess and Chase. And then that sounds good. I love it. Christopher, I'm shoving my face and drinking water, so that's your risk. Oh, boy. And then Jessica around town, hi, Chris. Shoveling. Yes, I kind of figured out what you were saying. Love it. Moving on, I did want to show you guys, so this is the now defunct, it is no longer in operation, Pittsburgh International Airport, TSA. I never really show any of this stuff in my videos because I feel like it's a security risk, but in this case, this one is no longer in operation, so I feel comfortable going ahead and showing it to people so that they have an idea what the queuing system looks like, the fact that you are going to have, if you can look right underneath of the U.S. mail airplane, which actually was the first U.S. mail airplane that was actually in operation that delivered mail in the Pittsburgh region, which was really cool. I hope that they find a place for her somewhere in the city so that she can continue bringing more knowledge and stuff about aviation industry within Pittsburgh into the area. So very, very cool. Fun sidetrack on that one. But back to it, you can see the bins, you can see where you would have to go through security, which was x-ray machines. They're a little different now because they now have new state-of-the-art security at the new terminal. But really nice that they have this. I'm able to show this to you to give you guys an idea of what that looks like. Now, if you are curious and you would like to know what the new terminal looks like, you should check out our first look video of the Pittsburgh International Airport Terminal, which I am putting up right now for everybody to look at. And you guys are killing it in this chat. Oh my gosh. Christopher says that he loves Wingstop also. Yes, you're a wing fiend. You don't care what kind of wings. And then Cruising Chris said had subs from Publix. Well, since you guys are going on and on, we had pizza for dinner tonight. Had it a couple days early. Jess says, good to know all this. My mom has Alzheimer's. Yeah, Jess, she's actually would be a great candidate for the TSA Cares program. So just to give you guys a little bit extra support while you're going through security. And then Auntie Chloe says, I was thinking Scott was in the live with you. No, he's not in with me tonight. He's under the weather, and he decided that he just didn't feel up to being on stage with me tonight, so he's kind of moderating from the background. And then Christopher says, I'm currently eating pho. It's pho Thursdays in the Topher home. Jealous. That sounds amazing. And I am always watching. Ha ha ha. All right, seriously, you need to quit because I keep seeing myself and it's freaking me out. So here is the link for the first look video of the Pittsburgh International Airport. If you are interested, it has been in operation for a few months. Had a couple of hiccups, but it's definitely doing a lot better now. Now all of their TSA staff is actually trained, which is fantastic because that was a problem when they first opened because of a government shutdown and getting everybody in. So definitely very, very exciting that they've got all of that taken care of and more information. Let me see here. I got a Florida ship spotting in here. Hey, hey, hey. Auntie Chloe saying hello too. And Chase Us Around Town wants to know, do they got hot dogs in there? Oh, we've only got the best, Nathan's Hot Dogs. So Christopher Snyder says, it's freaking me out, man. And Chloe, chasing hot dogs. I know. He's just obsessed with those hot dogs. Too funny. The other thing that I wanted to kind of talk to you guys is find out what your local airport offers. Obviously, we've traveled quite a bit, but sorry, Chase Us Around Town. I'm asking for everybody, Chloe, for the people. Yeah, that's a selfish request. But talk to your local airport and see what they offer for you. Chase us around hot dogs. So I know Pittsburgh Airport, we're actually very blessed. We were one of the first to ever have a sensory room, which is called Presley's Place. Shameless plug, definitely check that video out if you haven't done so, because it's a really great place and it's still one of the best in the country. It doesn't hold a candle to the one in Dublin or the one at London Heathrow, but it's pretty good for stateside. And then we are also blessed to have familiarization tours. So basically what that means is there is a contact that I can contact for myself or for you at the Pittsburgh Airport and say, hey, we would like to do a familiarization tour. We set it up. We go day of. We can take a small bag with us if we want. We can not worry about it. She meets us at baggage claim security so that we can get our ticket. And then she kind of shows us through the entire process of how we would be going up and getting our ticket at our ticketing desk if we would need that, or dropping off checked bags, things like that, so that we know where we need to go for that. And then she takes us through security, and then she kind of shows us around the terminal a little bit, shows us the play area, and then ends at Presley's Place, where we get to go and experience Presley's Place. The other fantastic thing about ours is there's actually 9 seats from an American Airlines airplane, and it's all mocked up so that a person can see what it's like to put bags up overhead and sit down and put their seatbelts on and have an idea on the spacing that's going to be available to them, putting bags under the seat if that's something that they need to do. So it's a really, really great program. I know that Atlanta has something similar. Miami has a sensory room, but to my knowledge, they do not have an airplane mock-up with it. I believe Detroit does, because they're partnered with Delta. SeaTac is another one that now has a sensory room. So there's a lot of programs out there. And so it's really, really great. Just check out your local airport specific to you so that you can know what is available to you when you fly. Because maybe you can do a familiarization. Maybe another thing out there is Wings for Autism. They will do basically like an open house, for lack of a better term, a couple times a year, specific airports, and you'll be able to go through and walk through the entire process with them. You have to sign up for it, but it is a completely free program. And then Autism Flies is another one that does something similar to that. And I know that their most recent one that they did, I believe, was in Philadelphia. So, and I need to get a drink and look at my chat. I am not used to talking this much, guys. Jarvis says they got a hot dog food truck in Miami. That sounds awesome. And then my favorite plan to fly on the Airbus A350. Chase us around town's laughing. A350, love that girl. Yeah, she was an older free photo, guys. So I didn't figure you guys wanted to see all of my Spirit Airlines photos that I have. We fly Spirit a lot. I know people give a lot of crap to budget airlines, but when you're traveling with someone who has autism, nonstop flights are the way to go. And so Spirit has been really good to us as far as that goes, being able to go straight down to Fort Lauderdale or to Orlando. And then Jarvis, Florida shift spotting right on time. He's obsessed with hot dogs, plum crazy. Oh, don't I know it. Real. Have you all been on Wonder of the Seas or Utopia of the Seas? So Scott and I have actually been on both. So we did a ship tour where we got onto the ship for a few hours with Wonder of the Seas. It was a fantastic experience. Got to tour everything but staterooms, which I thought was that's not the norm for most of my ship inspections. And then we took Nick for his very first cruise, was actually on Utopia of the Seas. And that was a 3-dayer because we weren't sure how he was going to handle a cruise ship. So definitely both of them phenomenal cruise ships. We would definitely recommend them to anybody that's interested. Jay Lang is in here. I made it. Sorry I'm late. No, you're doing good. Right on time. So Jarvis says, yes, I went on Utopia last May. So yeah, Utopia is amazing. She's one of the few cruise ships actually that I would want to go back on again, because a 3-day sailing is not nearly enough time to be able to do all of the things that is on it. And yes, Scott, shameless plug, great video on Wonder and Utopia. We do have ship tour videos of both of those. So if you're interested, want to know more about what is on those ships, you can check those out. And let me see, what was my next slide? Presley's Place. Okay, so this right here is Presley's Place, which is the sensory room that is in Pittsburgh. Now, a couple of things that you can expect when you go to a place like this is if you look all the way at the back wall with the tan and the teal, those are actually, it's a textured wall with different textures and feel for people that need tactile stimulation. If you see the green bubble tower, there is several of those throughout the different rooms that they have. And basically those are grounding and kind of help keep you focused on one thing with the bubbles. So definitely really, really cool. And then my personal favorite thing that I haven't seen at other sensory rooms, but again, I don't have a ton of experience with others other than ours because Orlando doesn't have one yet. Hopefully they'll get that. Is the tunnel. So right underneath of the bubble tower, you can actually see where there's a tunnel that's under there, and it actually has these little teeny tiny lights and stuff all the way through that you can turn the lights on. And so it's kind of like sitting underneath of a dark sky. So very, very cool that they have that. The other thing that I really liked is the chairs that you can see are very funky looking, but that's because they are actually they're made that way specifically for sound so that you are in a dead space and you aren't getting all of these different sounds coming at you from all directions. So it's a really, really cool thing that they do there. There's also 3 quiet rooms that's available at our Presley's Place, which are going to have those like beanbag style chairs, also a tunnel and a bubble tower, and you can turn the lights up or down depending on whether or not the lights are too much for you or if you need to bring it down and kind of be in a dark space. So there's a lot of things available for you on that. And then Ashley, how do I contact you about the group cruise? I am so glad you asked. Go ahead and reach out to me. My email address is megan@plumcrazyadventures.com. You can also text my business line if that is easier, and I'm going to put that in the comment for you below because hopefully YouTube won't be difficult and mess me up on that. So definitely check us out on there. You can also, if you go to my website, www.plumcrazyadventures.com, there's a couple of different contact forms and stuff. You can just click on one of those. I'll see your name and I'll reach out to you. That's actually how Jay Lang got a hold of me most recently. So, and he said that my ship tours are amazing. Oh, thank you. Fun fact, in a couple of weeks, you're going to have the Disney Dream video out. So kind of foreshadowing it a little bit. And Jay Lang said, wow, and that's actually really cool. Jarvis said, wow. Oh, these Jays, you guys are messing with me. And then right there is our phone number, and Scott says he can see it. So that is fantastic. Good to know. And I hear him laughing in the other room. That's really funny. So moving on, was there anything else? No. So if your airport does not have a sensory room, because there aren't that many, I found one site that said there was 26 of them across the country. That's not true. There are these interfaith and quiet rooms that are designated, and these are great for people that need to be able to go and sit down and regroup and have a quiet space. This one actually, funnily enough, is at the Orlando airport, I believe on the A side. And so as soon as you are done going through security, before you get on the tubes to go over to your gate areas, there's 2 different ones that you can go through. This one sits right in the middle. And this is the interfaith room where you can sit, you can have prayer, you can just sit quietly, regroup yourself, whatever it is that you need to do. But they have really been making a push towards having these as multi-spaces for people so that if they don't have those sensory rooms available to you, they're recommending their interfaith spaces to be able to regroup yourself because they're generally very quiet. There's not generally very many people in there. So definitely something to think about. Da, da, da. And then, oh, and I have props. I'm so excited. Let me take that phone number off. Oh, the other thing you can do too, Ashley, I forgot. I have a fun little QR code up in the corner that takes you straight to my website. And she says, I reached out. Yay, thank you. So the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Now, this is a program that is not airline specific. This is actually something that is being adopted for retail spaces, public transportation. So if you're planning on maybe using the Bright Line to go from Orlando down to Fort Lauderdale or Miami, they're supposed to be accepting these too. I haven't tested that, so don't hold me to it. And then also specific retail spaces. And I'm really hoping that cruise lines are going to start taking on this a little bit too, because I think it's a great program. So as you can see, we've got these handy dandy lanyards. You can write information in the back so that you have a first name, family or guardian contact information. Nick does not do great with lanyards. And so I was actually really glad that we got these little gum band bracelet things that he can wear instead. So definitely a really great thing. And basically all that this is doing, if you have no idea what it is, everybody's just going to be like, oh, that person really likes sunflowers. But for staff that is trained on knowing what this is, they're going to look at that and they're going to go, oh, this person has some sort of a hidden disability. Could be dementia. It could be autism like what we deal with. It could be anxiety, stress disorder, PTSD. I mean, you name it. There are totally so many different things that it could be that you would need to use this for. And they're just going to go, okay, that person's going to need a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra grace, be a little bit more patient with them. Because, I mean, let's face it, it can be very traumatic going through airports because they're loud. The people are obnoxious. In the TSA agents, they don't mean to be, but they can be very, very brusque as well. And so being able to kind of have that as a kind of a silent, like not an be nice to me, help me, but just so that they know, okay, this person needs a little bit of extra help. All right, let me get back up here because I missed it. Ashley says, I reached out to you. That one I got. Auntie Chloe, LOL. Jay Lang, do they do things on the flights also? So for the flights themselves, the thing that I really like about my particular my airport is this was actually the whole big comfy thing that they gave me. And so there is a blanket that was inside of this as well that is Pittsburgh Airport. So if you, one of the first things when you have autism is you have a hard time with temperature regulation, and airplanes used to always be freezing. So that's definitely something. The other thing was they gave you a couple of different kinds of stress balls. This one was a really fun airplane. So they do things like that. But as far as having something for your ears and things like that, I have never seen anybody give out those kinds of things. But if you have your sunflower band on, all of your flight attendants are going to know, hey, this person needs a little bit of extra assistance. So if they have anything that they can give you, whether it's earbuds or maybe a blanket or something like that for regulation, and it's within their power, they will do what they can for you. So definitely great question. Jessica said, MCO needs to get on it. Disappointing they don't have sensory rooms with all the people coming in and out. I'm actually shocked that they aren't the leader of sensory rooms and other things, because they have Disney World and Universal, and so they have more children per capita going through than probably any other airport per year, and it's kind of sad. So hopefully that's something that'll change. Obviously, first place they'll probably do it is in Terminal C, which is their newest one, but we'll see. Jess said, Scott said, Jess, I totally agree. Chase us around town. Great comment. Absolutely, I agree. Ashley says, I watch a group on YouTube. They go on Autism of the Seas group cruises. Yes, Autism of the Seas is a fantastic program. It is actually something that I can book for clients if they would want to go through Autism of the Seas. And I have a good friend of mine who actually just got back from hers about a week ago, but because we've been dealing with Ice-Ageddon, I haven't been able to connect with her yet to figure out what's going on. And what her personal thoughts were, both as a travel agent and also just as a mom that got to deal with it with her completely nonverbal daughter. Unfortunate Nick at least has phrases and words and stuff that he says now. And then Jessica goes, shut it, Chase. Oh, I love you too. You guys are great. Oh. Sally and Ed says, I'm learning so much. That's amazing. I love that. I'm so glad that you guys are learning stuff. I'm sure you can teach me so many different things too, Sally. So, and then Scott said, watch out, Chase, you're going to get in trouble. And then Chase, zipped lips. We know that that's never going to happen. Jarvis, LOL, no, Jessica, let Chase make it. Me and him can relate. And then Jay Lang, PTSD with TBI gives me a hard time to be in an airplane, too enclosed. That's why I asked. Yes. So Jay Lang, the other thing that I was going to mention, and I'm glad that you kind of brought up the PTSD thing. So I will have some families that will have one parent go onto the plane and they will set up everything. They'll take all the bags, they'll have everything ready to go. And then that person that has autism, generally speaking, this could work for PTSD as well, they wait until everybody is boarded. They have already talked to the gate agent so that the gate agent knows what they're doing, knows they're there. And then as soon as everybody has boarded, they will board last, so that all they have to do is go in, get in their seat, plane's ready to take off, to back off and go ahead and go. So those are definitely some things that I would consider next time that you're going on a plane. I don't generally recommend for the entire family to wait and do that, because then passengers sometimes can be a little bit grumbly, like, oh my gosh, we got to wait for them to put their stuff away and blah, 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 blah. But if you have one or two people that get on board with the rest of the chaos and gets everything ready to go, and then that person that has the problem gets on last, it really does help with making sure that you can get yourself going and not stress yourself out before you ever even leave the gate. So that was one thing I would recommend. The other thing I would recommend is definitely talking to the gate agents and seeing if the flight is full, because if it is within their power to move you maybe to a row that doesn't have anybody else, or having you more towards the front if they have seats available for that, they will do that for you as well. I always say a smile goes a long way, and it's been amazing the different things that we've been able to do just by being open and honest, talking to our flight attendants and our gate ticketing agents. They have been amazing for us for all of our flights, so definitely reach out to them about that. Chase is laughing, and Jess said, exactly, Meg. I love it. Okay, let me see here. Where am I? Did I mess up anything? I did. I forgot to put in the referral link for Presley's Place. Actually, I've messed up a couple of things. Oh my gosh, and Kurt's in here now. Oh no, I'm in trouble. So anybody that is interested, so this is the video that we did of Presley's Place. Definitely check it out as soon as you get an opportunity. Go up there, please. There we go. So Presley's Place, it was a really, really great opportunity to be able to do some things. And it is obviously still there because it's on the airside, not the landside terminal that was recently opened. And then the other one that I needed to put in, so when I told you I put in a thing for the new airport terminal, I did not put that in. I put in the TSA Cares website because my brain's going into many different places. So here is the first look link for everybody if they would need that instead. There we go. Awesome. So I'll leave that up for you for a couple of seconds. That way people can get it if they need it. And that is my last slide on this. Awesome. So there's Kurt. He's my current favorite client. He is going on his very first Disney cruise with his 2 kids. I talked him into it. And then by some miracle, I was able to put that new promotion up on his cruise and was able to save him a little moolah. So yeah, I was very, very happy about that yesterday. So, and Jay Lang says, thanks for that info. That's nifty. I am glad that you are enjoying this information. It can be a little bit dry, so I'm glad that everybody's still in here. Jarvis said, so I enrolled in Delta Touchless ID. Have you ever used it? And if so, was it better? I have not. And the reason I have not is because I am not in a Delta market. My airports are Pittsburgh, Columbus, and Latrobe, which is a teeny tiny, only has 2 gates with Spirit Airlines. Of those, Pittsburgh and Columbus are both American mostly. So it's kind of hard for me to be able to go with Delta out of either of those because the flights are so much more expensive. So I would say, let me know what you think of it next time you use it. And I can always ask my friend Mia, who lives outside of Atlanta, if her daughter uses it because her daughter flies all the time for work. And then Kurt says, I haven't been to the new terminal yet. It's pretty nifty, Kurt. I think you guys will enjoy it. Definitely an improvement from the last one. And then Trisha says, hey, Plum Crazy Adventures. Hi, Trisha. Glad you could join us. I know you're always in these chats and stuff, so I'm glad that you took some time to pop over here. And then Ashley says, I wish my airport has TSA Cares. Your airport should have TSA Cares. Any airport that has TSA security should have some form of the TSA Cares product. Because basically they are taking a TSA agent that they have on staff, and that TSA agent is who's going to take you through the process of security. Okay. Sensory rooms and quiet rooms, those are what I cannot guarantee that you would have available to you. So, and the only thing, I should back that up a little bit. If you have a super teeny tiny airport, like for instance, I just mentioned Latrobe, it's only got 2 gates. They may not be able to support, but it's such a small airport that the security process and everything is really quick. So you should be able to get through it pretty quickly. And then Jay Lang wants to know, is this going to be nationwide or in certain airports? So the TSA Cares is nationwide. This is actually an international program. Not to say that every single international airport is going to offer it, because each one is governed by their own country's laws and stuff slightly. But if you are going over to Europe, you've got a very good chance of being able to utilize the TSA Cares program over in Europe as well. And Auntie Chloe, it is Latrobe, Latrobe. So fun fact, Latrobe is where Arnold Palmer was originally from. I'll put it up on here for you so that you can see it. And it's just a teeny tiny, there's not much there. It's part of the Laurel Highlands of Pennsylvania. Actually, Kurt and his family live much closer to it than we did in Pittsburgh. So it's a beautiful, beautiful area and well worth a visit, but I wouldn't expect to be flying out of it anytime soon. So just kind of a very niche thing on that one. My apologies. And Ashley says, we have the Huntington Tri-State Airport. So you should definitely have the TSA Cares available to you. I would have to check out their website and things for you to see if they would also have any kind of sensory room or quiet room availability for you. And then Scott said that it's a beautiful area in Latrobe. Yes, yes, it is. So does anybody have any other questions? I kept this a little bit lower and quieter because I knew I was going to be doing all of the talking. And as you can hear, I don't generally talk a lot, so my voice goes hoarse very quickly. Auntie Chloe wants to know, where is Latrobe? So it's about an hour, directionally challenged. It's about an hour from Pittsburgh. I'm wanting to say southeast of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, and Ashley said, can you please check for me? I have part autism. Absolutely. I would be more than happy to. Since you sent me your information, I will look into it, and I will definitely be able to get back to you on that, as well as the information for that group cruise. So more than happy to do that for you. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go to my next slide because I'm so excited and I think it's really cute. Next week, we are going to be talking about Universal's Mardi Gras celebration because, yes, it's southeast of Pittsburgh. Yes, I knew it was south, but I was like, east or west? Thank you for that, Ashley. So we're going to be talking about Universal Mardi Gras because it officially starts next Saturday, February 7th. It is my favorite event at the Universal Orlando Resort and Parks and Resorts Complex. Absolutely love it. I think it is so much fun. I can get you onto the floats to be able to throw the beads. We can talk about the different foods and stuff because it's the international flavors of Carnival. That's always a really fun time, and it's all included in your park tickets. So it's a really, really great value. Highly recommend it. And Jess, oh my gosh, you are just the sweetest thing ever. Jessica around town. Oh, Nick. Yep. As you can see, he made out like a bandit that night with all of the beads. He stole a couple of mine, but most of them were thrown to him because, let's face it, he's the cutest little guy. I agree. And Jarvis says amazing. So super, super excited to be talking about that. Now, I do have a question for you all. I have been using ChatGPT a little bit to kind of help me just like outline some things because I definitely can go all over the place and go down a tangent that I just don't need to go down. And one of the things that they recommended that I do is I do kind of a versus series with Universal Orlando or Walt Disney World for spring break. Is that something that you guys would be interested in, or should I maybe hold off on that a little bit and talk about that for the summer travelers and whether or not Universal or Walt Disney World is going to be the better fit depending on the family for summer travel? So super, super fun. And then Tricia said, that looks fun. Tricia, if you have never done Mardi Gras at Universal, it is an absolute blast. Now, I might be a little bit biased. I haven't done the New Orleans one, but I am more than happy to be a part of the kid-friendly version. And so we definitely have a lot of fun when we go to Universal Orlando. And then, let me see, Scott told me your thoughts on the new cruise ships coming from Royal Caribbean. Ooh. I am cautiously optimistic. And I think it's really great that they're doing some smaller ships. At least that's what it seems to be that they're doing. There wasn't really a whole lot of information in the press release. And I skimmed through it. I did not read it, deep dive into it. So don't hold me to what I'm about to say. But I think that they definitely need to have some newer ships and to go into some of these smaller ports like Baltimore and Tampa. I don't think that a new cruise terminal in Tampa is necessarily the way to go because of all the ecological impacts that there would be with the seagrass groves and manatee, all the manatees and stuff that live there. So I think the cruise lines realizing and taking the initiative to do some smaller ships is actually a really fantastic thing. Reason I'm cautiously optimistic is because I haven't been getting a lot of great feedback on the Celebrity River cruises. And so I'm hoping that because Celebrity and Royal Caribbean are both owned by the same company, there isn't any kind of like flavoring over top of the new Discovery class with Royal Caribbean because people are kind of grumpy about the Celebrity River cruises. Ashley said that she would be interested in it. Okay, we might do a reel or two about it this week, so I'll make sure I put Scott on that. And Jarvis says, I was about to say to come to New Orleans. You know what? One of my good friends, Amy, lives in New Orleans, and she has been trying to get me to come down there because I keep teasing her and saying that the best beignets are at Port Orleans French Quarter and Walt Disney World. And she yells at me and tells me that that's because I've never been to New Orleans and that I have to go so that I can try good beignets. So maybe, Jarvis. And if we do end up getting down that way, I will definitely be reaching out because we're going to need some good food recommendations. And Tricia, I think people have more time to travel and vacation over the summer, so the versus thing might be better for summer travel. That was kind of where I was leaning towards a little bit. So I might end up doing a full week series about the versus for summer travel between Universal and Walt Disney World. But I think so that I can give something to Ashley, we might do a reel or two about it just to kind of get people's appetites wet. So, but I like where you're thinking, Tricia. You and me were kind of on the same wavelength with that. Jay Lang says, do it for spring break. For the New Orleans, that would be fun. If I could find the airfare that would cooperate and get somebody to watch the Danes for us, I would do it. Jay Lang, I tell you, if you ever get the chance in your life to do the Rhine River Cruise, it is so amazing. So that is definitely one of the things that is on our list. However, the problem with a lot of river cruises is it's adults only, and we're at a point right now where it's really hard for us to be able to leave and not take Nick with us. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my job, but I'm not making enough to be able to do an Adventures by Disney River Rhine cruise. So if you guys want to book enough travel for me to be able to afford that, then by all means, I'm more than happy to book all your travel so that I can go do the Adventures by Disney Rhine River cruise. And then Tricia, I'm interested in the Celebrity River Cruises. I heard today Celebrity has ordered 10 more river cruise ships, so that'll bring them up to 20. I had not heard that yet, but oh my gosh, there was so much news going out today. Not surprised that I missed it. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I think they're definitely going to have to adjust their price point a little bit. You got to think, you have some of these heavy hitters like Viking and Avalon and Azamara that are all doing these river cruises over in Europe. And if you breaking into it to begin with is going to be hard because a lot of people are very, very set on what they like. And so I think they're definitely going to have to make sure that they kind of fix their pricing a little bit and then see what happens from there. Jess, yes, agreed, Meg. French Quarter at Disney has the best beignets. So let me tell you something. My favorite date, like when we go to Disney, because the only time that Scott and I ever go on like date nights and stuff is when we travel, and that's my choice. That's not his choice. I'm just a stickler, and so we will go to Disney Springs because knock on wood, it's still free to park at Disney Springs. So if anybody's going to be in the Orlando area, there's a fun tip for you. We'll park at Disney Springs. We'll do a little bit of shopping. We might do a little bit of something here or there. Right now, Nick is in full on the T-Rex Cafe era. So we'll go and have a mediocre meal there, and he absolutely loves the dinosaurs. And then for our dessert, we will go and we will get on the boats and we'll go over to Port Orleans French Quarter. We'll get beignets. We'll let him play around on the playground and stuff that they have there because it's actually a really nice one for a smaller, moderate resort. And we'll just kind of enjoy the evening ambience there with our beignets. And then we take the little water taxi back over and go and get back in our vehicle and go wherever it is that we're staying. So there's a fun tip for Chase if he's still in there. And Jess, don't yell at him too hard if he takes me up on that one. When do you think Celebrity will take a ship to Galveston? I do not know, but I wish that they would. How's that for an answer? I could not tell you, Chris. I actually don't know a whole lot about the Galveston port. So that is something that is on my 2026 agenda professionally, is to learn a little bit more about Galveston. I'm planning on hitting up Malibu at some point for some information. Scott said, don't forget to hit the button and subscribe, please, and thank you. Absolutely. And then Jessica Around Town. We're going to be doing a staycation at French Quarter this summer. Love that place. I am so excited for you. French Quarter, well, Riverside is my favorite. I really, really like Riverside, and that's a little bit of nostalgia because that is the very first Walt Disney World vacation that we ever took with the boys, was to Riverside. but there is something very, very special about French Quarter. If you have the opportunity, Jess, and you have it in the budget, make sure that you get to do the horse-drawn carriage ride that they have at Riverside and French Quarter. They will ask you which way that you want to go. We did it through French Quarter because we wanted to be able to kind of go through and see it, and it was absolutely perfect. So that's going to be my recommendation to you. And staycations are probably my favorite thing. I would have no problem going and spending a week at Disney World and never stepping foot into the parks. I am a staycation girly, that's for sure. Sally and Ed says that they're regulars in New Orleans. Well, Sally, when I get to that point, I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you and asking you some personal recommendations. Tricia says, I'm seriously considering doing a February 2028 cruise on Celebrity that leaves Tampa and goes to New Orleans for an overnight for Mardi Gras. Ooh, that could be a very fun cruise. Curious which Celebrity ship it's going to be. Jay Lang says, hey, Plum, I might get back at you for cruises. My 5-year-old asked to go back to the Bahamas, working some overtime to recoup what I had to spend. I totally get it, Jay Lang. And if I happen to see any really, really good rates pop up, I will definitely let you know while I'm searching for other people. Every once in a while, I'll see one and I'll be like, ooh, that has to be a typo. Let's get that locked in before they realize what they did. So I'll let you know. Jessica says, Riverside is beautiful. We can walk over there. Actually, you not only can you walk over there, Jess, but if you want to, you share pool privileges. It's one of the only resorts that you're still able to do that at Walt Disney World Complex. Riverside and French Quarter share pool privileges. So, Cruising Chris. Trisha, that would be a great cruise. I'm at the hotel in Tampa now. Ooh, I'm so excited for you. Cruising Chris, if it's not too obtrusive, I'd really like to know which hotel you decided to use that's close to the port. I'm curious. And you can tell me after you leave. You don't have to put it in the chat. Celebrity Constellation. Ooh, okay. I was looking at that one a couple of days ago. And Trisha set sail, have an amazing time, Cruising Chris. And that was why I was considering it, because of Cruising Chris, because he's going to be on the Constellation, and I'm so jealous. So sadly, I don't have any cruises booked other than going with the fam. So we're going to have to fix that at some point. Yep, Trisha, that is the same ship that Chris is on. So really looking forward to hearing what he thinks of it when he gets back. Anything 5-year-old friendly. Oh, Jay Lang. I feel you, buddy. I feel you. I don't know. Nick, he's so, like, now that he's done it a couple of times, he's like, any cruise ship. I don't care. I just want to be on a cruise ship. Chase, Jessica swims like a frog, so she don't swim around anyone. You are a mean, mean boy. That was not nice. Rude, rude, rude. Bad, bad, bad. So, Chase, Jess, you have permission to punch him for that one. So, too funny. Well, I think that's going to wrap up what I have here tonight. I can't tell you how long I've been on here. I don't see where my timer is. Oh, there it is. 52 minutes. Oh, my gosh. Chase! Oh, I know. I'm not the button, but hopefully I was pretty close. Already done. I love it. Well, thank you guys for sticking with me tonight in my solo stream. I do really appreciate it. I hope that the information that I put out there for everybody was helpful. I know it's not something that's really talked about a whole lot within the travel industry, so I'm hoping to kind of make changes with that as things go on. Super excited locally to be partnering with an organization called Unpuzzled Parents, where we're going to be able to kind of help bring up more stuff with autism and other neurodivergencies, and trying to make things more and more accessible. For me, I'm kind of joining and helping out as far as the travel side of things go. So I'm really looking forward to it. Jess says, another news, Florida may get snow flurries this weekend. Oh my gosh, my Aunt Polly is not going to be very happy when she hears that. She was mad when we talked to each other on our birthday. She turned 97 on my birthday. How crazy is that? And great job. It was great info. Chase says, love the live, Meg. Oh, thank you, Chase. Definitely reach out to me at some point over the weekend, Chase. And then Trisha says, be sure to wear toe socks this weekend. Absolutely. And Scott said, you can have the snow we have. You know what? I wouldn't wish that on anybody. This snow is miserable. And Jay Lang says, sorry, I'm bringing the cold with me. My bad, Jess. Oh, yeah, you can blame Jay Lang. Hopefully that house ends up being a good thing for you tomorrow, Jay Lang. And then, Florida from Jarvis. Yes, ma'am, Trisha. And let me see, last one. There was a ditto. And have fun snowing, LOL, over the weekend, LOL. Too funny. So as I said before, thank you guys so much for joining me. I do really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys taking the time to be with me, put in the questions and chatting with me. I do really appreciate it. Hopefully I was able to juggle things for you somewhat okay. I will be adding in links into the description after this stream is over with. So if you do want to go back and check out any of those videos that I mentioned during the stream, they'll be easily accessible for you there. With the correct links, with the correct descriptions as well, unlike what I did while we were on here. And if anybody has any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can reach out to me with my email, megan@plumcrazyadventures.com. My phone number is 724-617-2722. Or you can check us out on our website, www.plumcrazyadventures.com/contact, and that'll be our contact submission form. So definitely thank you guys so much. I do really appreciate it. IRL, I am finishing up. I'm sorry, buddy, but thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate it. Scott wanted to tell everybody, thanks, everyone. We appreciate you and love you all so much. Jarvis said good night. Auntie Chloe, hi, IRL. Jay Lang, love the info. Honestly, that's why I do this, because I just feel like there's not enough of it out there. So I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying the content. Jay Lang, hi, IRL. And Cruising Chris, night cruise fam. Good night, Cruising Chris. Have an amazing cruise. We'll definitely hold the fort down for you so that you can have all the fun. And definitely can't wait to hear all about it when you guys get back. And Scott said to tell everybody to scan the QR code. Yes, you can scan that QR code. That takes you straight over to my website. So absolutely. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy adventure? Because I know I'm ready to get you there and try to take some of that stress out.